Hey, it's Kitty from Red Vein, and today we are at Blackheath Meadery in Scott's Addition, continuing our Women in Horror Month celebration. As you know, Red Vein is thoroughly involved with our community, and just like we have a fantastic book club, we also have the RVA Horror Movie Club. It meets every other month, and you can follow us at rvahorrormovieclub.com for more information and all the dates. So today we will be talking with local writer, producer, and gore extraordinaire Monica Moehring of Aisthesis Productions. It's time to try defying gravity. See, I'm putting together Wicked and Gravity. See that? Thank you so much for being here. I'm really glad you could be part of our Wicked Women of Richmond video series.
Absolutely.
So, Aisthesis Productions mantra is
Hold.
Whoa.
Aesthesis.
Aisthesis.
Aesthesis.
Aisthesis?
Sometimes you gotta put a little ass in it if it helps you.
Aisthesis Productions mantra is less bore, more gore.
Gore is a metaphor really for substance. So we're going to have something not just bloody but gory, not just funny but hilarious, not just sad but tragic. It's going kind of all the way artistically.
So you're a writer, producer, actor, special effects artist, makeup artist. How do you balance all those hats?
Planning, so that you're wearing the right hats at the proper time and not kind of getting in the way of each other. The producer in me has to make sure everything is ready before we're on set. If I'm acting in a scene that we're doing, making sure we have the proper people so that things are staying on track. So it's really planning out so you can't juggle all of the things at once. So it's having the crew and the people working with you also to balance it all.
You are also a teacher, right?
Right.
That's bananas. How do you balance those two worlds?
Clive Barker said he lives in the light and creates in the dark, and I feel often the same way. I am lucky that I get to write plays that I use as a platform for learning, for speaking confidence and reading comprehension and presentation awareness. So I go into different school systems and do plays with children preschool to high school.
Awesome.
The balance seems to work for me. I spent my entire morning this morning with kindergarteners singing songs. It's quite wonderful.
So what are some of your acting horror highlights?
I am the witch doctor on the PBS television show Midnight Frights, which also we have a YouTube channel and can be seen on the Roku station OSI 74.
Nice.
I also had the opportunity a couple years back of doing a Edgar Allan Poe, William Shakespeare mashup with Hammer Studios' Hammer Girls.
Oh, that's so cool.
Veronica Carlson, Caroline Munro, Martine Beswick, and Yvonne Monlor.
So what are the challenges of being an actor in a horror movie?
I think one is authenticity. Invoking the emotions of horror or terror are actually quite difficult. Luckily, most of us aren't experiencing horror and terror in our everyday life. So to tap into that sometimes is emotionally challenging, because we want, if you're looking for a laugh, then great. But if you're looking for an emotional response to take the viewer on a terrified journey with you, then you have to believe the actor. I think the other challenge is patience. Makeup and special effects for movies takes a long time. It's a lot of sitting and preparing and waiting. And when you're doing practical special effects, sometimes they work, but sometimes they don't, or sometimes something sprays in a different direction, and so you have to clean it all up and reset. And so as the actor going into the project, knowing with horror there's kind of this added layer of patience that you'll need.
Lights, Camera, Dead.
Great movie.
First feature-length film. You co-wrote, you produced, and you acted in it. And apparently you got your intestines ripped out.
Lights, Camera, Dead is a dark comedy about filmmakers trying to make a horror movie. They're terrible filmmakers, their crew quits, their actors quit, so they decide they're going to bring everyone in and set it up as if they're making a movie, but kill them for real. My character is an actress named Melanie, a difficult actress, and they have, in the scene, I'm tied to an old piece of farm equipment that I can't quite name exactly what it is. I think it's something to move hay, possibly.
Okay.
And you see the setup and the knife being jabbed into my torso, and then it cuts to a close-up shot of my intestines being ripped out.
I command you, you will do my bidding.
Not anymore! Alright, this is perfect, you know it? And it's a shame you'll never get to see it.
We made a cast of my chest and created a space so that the intestines could be fed through. We actually shot that in our kitchen,
That's insane.
at our kitchen table.
And then you had dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. We had dinner. And then we cut back to Lights, Camera, Dead was shot on a peanut farm in Dinwiddie.
So your current feature in the pipeline is Last Call.
Yes.
You describe it as reality horror. What else can you tell us about Last Call?
Last Call is a Twilight Zone tale of the regrets of a once celebrated bartender. It is both hilarious and tragically sad. It is in the vein of Twilight Zone, where things aren't always as they seem.
To the poison. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, I guess.
I love seeing the community come together. And it's fantastic that it's something like reality horror. It's supporting you. And I love it.
And beyond the sponsors, the art on the walls in the bar come from Richmond artists, from Ed Trask and Todd Harrington. The soundtrack and the score is mostly comprised of Richmond musicians with an original score by local Richmond artist Colden Martin.
What are the challenges in producing a project like Super Squad?
Awesome. Super Squad is our A-Team zombie parody. We're shooting in the hopes of creating a series. When you're just the producer and someone's coming to you with their artistic vision, you want to make sure that you're true to what their vision is and understanding of that. So when you're collaborating with someone in that way, to truly understand where they're coming from and what the needs are, so that all the parts can fit together.
As an independent filmmaker, what advice would you give to someone in the horror genre?
Be prepared to wear multiple hats. Independent film works best when you're collaborating, which leads me into my, second piece of advice. Find your crew. Find a crew that you can work with. Find your people that you share an artistic vision with, that you can use all of your powers as one, because in independent film, you don't have the luxury of wearing just one hat.
Aww. You're the best. This is the first time we got to hug on camera, and I love it. It's made my life. What do you think the biggest challenges facing women in the industry are?
I think it's the challenge that's not a new one, of that going in and having to prove our legitimacy, or going in where, you know, the number of times that I've kind of heard people say after the fact, wow, she really does know what she's talking about. It's kind of insulting in the way of, have my actions up until this point not proven that to be so, because of my gender, potentially?
What is Aisthesis Productions currently working on, and what should we be looking out for?
When we were making Last Call, we did a epic drum circle called The Shape of Sound, featuring 33 drum sets. We're currently selling DVDs and Blu-rays of the 33-minute performance. You can find it on Bandcamp. Our feature film Last Call is very close to being wrapped in post-production. Super Squad is the series we're close to being finished with. Aisthesisproductions.com. We're on Facebook also and Instagram.
You guys are doing lots of stuff. Well, thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for your wickedness.
Thank you for your wickedness.
Cheers.
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 to that.
Cheers to that. And
No one mourns the wicked. No one mourns the wicked.
thank you for joining us for another edition of Wicked Women of Richmond, and we'll see you next time for Women in Horror Month. And you're also a teacher, right?
Yes.
That's bananas. How do you balance those worlds?
Yes.
It is bananas.